So, here we are on Module 6, Lesson 7. And what we're dealing with this time is that they're actually kind of giving us the answer. It's kind of funny. It says complete the chart. That's first. Then, meaning second, plot the points on the coordinate plane. So, there's two columns here. Here's x, because x is first before y on the alphabet, right? And so this is how far you go when you walk. Y. Fly ends in y, so you fly. So you walk first and then you fly. And all they're having you do is take these and put them as coordinates. 2, 0. I think the reason why they're doing this is just to get you into the habit of going parenthesis 3.5, comma 1.5, parenthesis. Do it again, 4.5. So they're just kind of giving you the answer. You just put it into a different format. That's all. 2.5, parenthesis. Begin, parenthesis, 6, 4. Pretty easy. Now let's chart them out. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. Here we go. So 2, 0, 2, don't go anywhere. Don't fly. Right there, 2. Next one, 3.5. So we walk over 3, and halfway between 3 and 4, this must be 3.5. And now we go up. Here's 1. So this must be 1.5. Right there. Let's do it again. 4.5. Right there. And up to 2.5. If this is 2, this must be 2.5. Oh, check it out. Do you think we're making parallel to x or y? I don't think so. I can see where the line's going to go, and it looks like it's going to be diagonal this time. 6, 4. Here we go to 6, and we go up to 4. And so if I had made this dot here, you would be able to tell that it wasn't going to be the right spot, because then you don't have a line. So if any of these didn't show up on a line, we'd know we kind of misplotted, because here's the verb, plot. Use a straight edge to draw a line connecting these points. So I'm going to connect my points. There's my arrows for my line. Done. Now it says write a rule showing the relationship between the x and y coordinates of points on this line. So if we look at this, 2 and 0. So this is 2 greater than y. 3.5 and 1.5. So x is 2 greater than the y. And again, 4 and 2, what's the difference? 2. 6 and 4, what's the difference? 2. So x is 2 units. And I'm going to use just the greater than symbol. Greater than y. Name 2 other points that are also on the line. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to say 2.5. And I know that it's going to be, the next one is going to be 2 smaller than this. So it's just going to be a half, right? So if we go to 2.5, we're only going to go up 1/2. And that's true. It shows up right there on the line. And so 1/2. And so remember what we were doing is we were taking this number, subtracting 2 to get the second one. Now let's go for a big one, shall we? Let's go to this one. The first one will be 5.5. 5.5. And if I take 2 away from that, I know it's going to be 3.5. And let's just double check, make sure we're right. So if we go to 5.5 and we go up, that it's here. This is 4. This is 3, so this is 3.5. So we're accurate. Complete the chart and then plot the points on the coordinate plane. So let's check it out. So this one, they've given us the information we need again. We're just going to put it into a different form. 0, 0. Parenthesis. 1/4 is the x. 3/4 is the y. So these ones are the same, but these ones are not. This is a half different. Let's check this one out. This one's going to be 1/2. This one's going to be 1.5. So it's a whole unit bigger in this case. It wasn't in this case. It's going to be hard to write a rule, isn't it? 1 and 3. So it's like you take the x and you add 2 to that. 1, 3. Use a straight edge to draw a line connecting these points. So let's make the first one 0, 0, 0, nowhere. 1/4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are in fourths. So we go to 1/4. And then we're going to go up 3/4. So not as high as the 1, but close to it. The next one is 1/2. This is 1/2 right here. This is halfway between 0 and 1. And we go up to 1 and 1/2. I'm starting to see a diagonal line, are you? Okay, next one, 1 and 3. Way up here. Okay, so we plotted them. Now we use a straight edge to connect them. Write a rule showing the relationship between the x and the y coordinates as you do this. So, let's see here. So this is saying add 1/2. This one is saying add 1. This one is saying add 2. So if we had 0 and then we add 1/2 and then we double it. Now you're at 1. You've increased it by 1 and then you double it again. So you're going to increase let's see here. So increase so the x gained 1/2, it gained 1/2 again. Let's see what this one gained. This one gained, so each time x gains 1/2. Increase x by 1/2 each point. I in point. So if we increased it by 1/2, then we add 1/2 again. Let's see. No, because that can't be true, because we went from 0 to 1/4, increased by, yep, we increased by 1/4. So yeah, it's going to double every time, actually. So I'm going to erase this, because it's not correct. Not correct. But look at that. We can say that 1/4, if we double it, we have 1/2. 3/4, if we double it, we have 1.5. 1/2, if we double it, we have 1. 1.5, we double it, we have 1/3. So that would make sense. That would work. So, double both x and y each point. P-O-I-N-T. Name 2 other points that are also on this line then. So if we were going to name 2 other points, I'm going to name this one because you see how it crosses right here? So it's going to be an easy point to name. I'm going to do it in a different color so it kind of stands out a little better. So we're going to put that one right there. And so that point is 3/4. 3/4 and then 2 and a fourth. 2 1/4. Comma, 2 1/4, parentheses, right? There. All right, so now what we can do then is say, well, what if we were doubling, right? If we have this and we double it, we know it's going to be 2 6 because we double it. And if we look on here, 6 is going to be way off the paper, isn't it? But we can figure if we follow that rule, it should work out just fine. So, homework. Here we go. Here it is. And you're going to be doing the exact same thing we just did. So you're going to take these and put them in parentheses. Parenthesis, comma, here's your x, here's your y. And do that for each of them. That's the first step, complete the chart. The second step, here's your verb, plot. Plot them on here. Coordinate plane, here. Use a straight edge to draw a line connecting your points. Write a rule to show the relationship. So you're figuring out, okay, what happens to 2 to get to 3? What happens to 3 to get to 7? What did we do? We went from 4 to 6 to 7 to 11. So you're just looking for a pattern. Looks like it's going to be kind of challenging. We'll see what happens. And then name 2 other points that are also on the line. And so just like I showed you, if it's a cross point, that makes it easier. If you end up with a point that's like in here, that's going to be harder. But you know that if this is 7, and this is halfway in between, something like that, you can estimate 6.5. Stuff like that. Ready? Give it your best shot. You will have this. I'll give it to you in class today. Bye!